yo, you're gay, you must like me or something. I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
hello.
Oh my God, you dirty. You don't come and like me, okay?
아깝다.
I have a boyfriend.
But no. 아까운 거 아니야. 나 남자친구 있어서.
Yes, but I also have like people who are open as well.
Okay, this is not gonna help. not having sex or like doing, yeah,
이게 뭔데?
hand stuff. Hi, bebes. It's Earl,
And Sean.
and welcome to another.
OSS.
It's weird that our followers called OSS, and we had to actually ask, what is OSS? But OSS stands for
Orange Sofa Series.
Okay, so for today's topic,
We were thinking about this topic for quite long that we'd like to do this or not. Because we do find it sometimes offensive. I do. What about you?
a bit, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so we're not sure about your thought and also like people who are close to you as well. So we decided to come up with this.
Yeah, we just want to make this an educational, Orange Sofa series where we talk about some of the things, statements or questions that gay people do not like to hear from other people, gay, straight, or whatever. These questions come up often, and maybe we can use this platform as a tool to tell people like, yeah, maybe asking this question or making this statement is not good. Okay. So we'll start with the first question. So you guys are married. Who was the husband and who was the wife?
This is
We actually started hearing this question after we got married, right?
no. Before we used to hear that. Oh, so who's the man? Who's the woman?
Yeah, and now who is the husband and who is the wife?
Yes.
People like to ask these questions because they always assume that there is like a specific role that
Yeah.
people have when you're in a relationship.
Yeah. So this is something that I feel kind of offensive for me.
I think what's different with like, gay relationships is that it's different. It's not conventional. So we are kind of able to dictate basically like, what we do in a relationship. It doesn't, it's never black and white. People don't have like a specific role in a relationship. And I think also for straight couples, especially, in this current times, like it's not only the guy who is working, it's the woman who is like doing the cooking and the dishes. Like it's always different. Like society's evolving, and I hate it when people hate is hate a strong word? But yeah, I don't like it when people assume like you do this and you do that because we're adults. We can do anything we want.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say that nowadays people, even if, like male and female couple, straight couple, hetero couple, they also, both of them do work or like both of them take care of their households and take care of the babies. There's no standard of working as a woman or a man. So when we hear that, I mean, you also don't really strictly define yourself as doing a job of man or woman, and how come you can ask me about it like that? That's how I feel. And I am not sure that person is asking me about the roles in the society or the household or sexually.
Yeah, I think it might be that other point, which we're going to discuss in a
Yes.
bit as well. But another thing that, oh my God, I really don't like this.
Me too.
You're gay, I'm a guy. Do you like me?
I hear this. I mean,
I think it happens more when you're like a kid, right? Like in school.
Yes.
Like when someone assumes
I
you're
think so,
gay
yeah.
and like I'm a guy and you're my classmate, like, yo, you're gay, you must like me or something. I'm
oh
like,
my God.
hello.
Oh my God, you dirty. You don't come and like me, okay? First of all, you don't have to worry at all in your life. You have you're in a safe zone. Your life will be so safe in your life, so you don't have to worry about it.
Excuse me, I have standards.
I have my taste, I have standards that at least the person look like a person.
Gay people are not desperate. And I think, again, they always other the gay experience. But like, when you're a straight man or a straight woman, would you feel okay if someone says like, oh, you're a man, I'm a woman, you must like me? No, you all have like different opinions, different tastes. Like,
And you
why
don't
do
say
assume?
like that also.
Like, I don't understand why that's a thing. It's so stupid.
Oh, and the people mostly who talk says like that.
They're ugly. Sorry.
저기요, you're so strong. Are you mad?
No. But it's oftentimes the one who's like, why will I like this? How can I possibly like you? Like, hello.
And based on the question that person made, the personality is probably not that good
Yeah.
to me to fall in that person.
Exactly. If you ask that kind of question, you're probably not attractive as a person, as a human being.
Yeah. So yeah, that's another thing that I don't want to hear. And sometimes I even feel like, what makes you to have confidence?
Yeah. I mean, good for you, I guess. But like, no, you shouldn't have that confidence.
We're not a haters, but yeah, that's what we used to, experience when we were young, maybe. Did you? Have you?
I don't think personally, but I've heard it from some people. Like when they would because I wasn't really out, when I was young. But there will be gay people in my school who would be, obviously gay. And then the guys would be like, "You're gay? Oh my God, don't come to me because you're attracted to me." I'm like, "What the dude? No."
For me, I think I had it when I was in military. Yeah. In military, no one is showing, back then, it's more than 15 years ago. So back then, no one was showing out themselves as a gay. But nowadays, maybe different, But back then, I also wasn't showing that me being a gay. And sometimes, like people can catch some things, catch some feelings, like they have a gaydar or something like that, and they will say like, "Oh, you're like gay, oh, even if you're gay, you don't even try to come and like me, okay?" Sir, I'm saying it again. You are so safe.
You're the farthest from my type.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I think we all have like similar experiences.
Yeah. I think gays have that experience. Yeah. Okay. Next, another statement. You're handsome. It's such a shame you are gay.
The heck?
I think this comes from the mindset that everyone needs to have children. Like they always think like, oh, you have good genes. It would have been great if you can pass it down to the next generation. But even straight people, handsome straight people, beautiful women, handsome men, some people don't want to have kids. Like, do they hear that? I guess they also hear that kind of statement from others. Like, oh, you don't want to have kids? Oh, it's such a shame. But like, that's not like the...
Shame? That's too strong.
Yeah. In the Philippines, I think this comment gets thrown out a lot. Like, they always say, sayang naman. Oh, he's gay, sayang naman. Or, oh, she's a lesbian, sayang naman.
I think I saw these kind of comments on ours as well before.
Maybe.
Like, especially the ones that, how do I say, the ones with like millions of views. They were like, are they gay? Such a shame.
Or what a
like,
waste.
Oh, what a waste. 아깝다. In Korean, people will say like, 완벽한 사람들은 다 게이라더니, something like that. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but yeah, I think I saw those kind of things. And mostly, when I hear this, I think it's from seniors.
Mostly the older generation again.
Older generations.
So I think it's definitely changing. Like with younger people, like they understand more. They have a bigger worldview, and a deeper understanding of like basically what people are and how we feel.
I think I also used to hear this from not my family, but like from other adults when I was younger, like early 20s or something like that. Like every time they ask me like, "Oh, so you have a girlfriend?" Then I will say, "Oh, I don't have, cause I don't have." And they will like, "Oh, 잘생기고 했는데 왜?"
Yeah, I would hear that too. Oh, you're so handsome. Why don't you have a girl? Oh my gosh, I would hear it in the office in Korea.
Ah, really?
My Korean
Oh, you
colleagues,
should have told.
my Korean colleagues who are like older, they
Uh-huh.
always say, "야, 너무 잘생겼는데 뭐 여자친구 없니? 너무 아깝다."
Oh, I have a boyfriend.
But no, 아까운 거 아니야. 나 남자친구 있어서. 근데 뭐, of course I could not say that.
Yeah, back then, huh? But what if it's now?
What do you mean?
Like you go back to Korea in this age with this mindset,
I
would
think
you?
because I don't live in Korea anymore. I don't work with those people. I think I can be confident in just saying like, yeah, I can come out, as openly as I am now. And it's kind of annoying when people say, you're handsome. It's such a shame. Like we deserve to be with handsome people too, or we deserve to be with beautiful people too. Like we deserve to be happy as well. Like
Yeah.
if we want to be with someone who's handsome or pretty, like why not, right? It kind of brings up
Those memories.
memories, trauma.
Oh, I can see you're really mad right now.
No, it's just funny. Like okay, I suddenly remember these things.
그치.
Another question, and I
Oh my
think
God, I get so angry already.
an assumption and a stereotype, especially to gay people. Why are gays into open relationships?
That's not true.
It's not true.
That's not true. It depends. It really depends on them. It's
on
not about being gay. Like a lot of hetero couples, they are open as well, and they're not gays.
Yeah, exactly. It really depends on the person, I feel. And probably where the stereotype or this mindset comes from is that maybe gay people are more open about it, like being in an open relationship, and they're more honest about it. Whereas maybe for straight couples, it's rather hidden or they don't talk about it, which is why people always assume like, oh, they're gay, they must be into open relationships, they meet other people, etc.
Yeah, maybe they're open to sexual behaviors or sexual actions more, something like that. That's why maybe that's why people tend to think like that. But I think, as a standard of me, that's not true because that's not who I am.
Yeah, and we have
For now.
Oy, excuse, help.
What help?
And we have other gay friends too who are not like that. Like they're happy being with like long-term healthy relationships.
Yes, but I also have like people who are open as well.
Okay, this is not gonna help. No, but again, it's up to that
Them.
couple. Those are adult decisions.
Yeah. And they maybe want to find a solution in between, or they want to, how do I say, step forward to another level of their, relationship.
And again, this is not, we're not judging anyone or
But
anyone's decisions.
we're just saying that it's not for everyone.
Exactly. And that's really up to those people to decide if they want to be in that kind of relationship. Yeah. The last question that we love to hear so much.
I mean, we don't love to hear, but we hear it often from our comments as well. But this doesn't make me to get mad.
Yeah, me
Actually,
too.
I understand, but sometimes I want to know, why do you want to know about it?
Exactly. And that question is, who is the top and who is the bottom?
I feel, first of all, it's very personal question. Very personal because it is about sexual engagement.
It's a very intimate act that people are engaged in. And I don't understand why people are so interested in finding out more about it.
I mean, maybe the reason is because most of the gay couples are shown through the platforms like YouTube or like Netflix shows or like other different types of shows, and that clearly shows that who's the top and who's the bottom always, and the role is kind of clear there. Maybe that's the reason. But for us, if we may, we're not clearly. Why do you look at me?
Oh, no, I'm just looking at you. I'm just looking at you.
We're not clearly define us as what. I mean, we do also, of course, have a preference, but we don't really like define who as like 100% this.
And I don't think there's ever like 100% of something. And just like, what we said in the first question, like roles, even in relationships, it's the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
we're free to define whatever we want. And I
It's
guess
being faded.
and I guess people just assume like if you're one thing, you must like one thing. If you're doing this, you must like this. And again, that stereotyping is not that healthy, and I feel like it limits the growth of who you are in a relationship. And people can, what if you're not a top or a bottom? Like, what if you're a side or like your verse, or what if like you don't have a specific role? Like, what if your role is beyond those two labels, right? Like, what if you don't engage in like that in you don't engage in that? What if you don't top or you don't bottom, or you just prefer like not having sex, or like doing
이게 뭔데?
hand stuff? No. But see, like, I don't know why it's a big deal. I think it's because again, as you said, they assume certain things if you are performing a certain role in a relationship. No. But yeah, and I think a lot of people also find it weird that some people feel confident enough to ask that question, because I would see it in our comment sections a lot, like who was the top and who was the bottom, and people would comment to that comment saying like,
that's rude.
That's rude, or it's none of your business. But it's
Yeah.
true, it's none of your business. I mean, we put our relationship out there in the world, but again, if there are things that like we do not need to talk about, like we're not gonna put it out there.
Yeah. Again, we feel that it's too personal. That's why, yes. But there are other people who are like confident to say that out as well, of course, because they want to, share it. They decided to share it to people. But we rather not.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to keep it a mystery.
To help your understanding, whatever you think, it might be correct. It might not be correct as well.
But again, it should not affect like how you view people based on what their
The
preference
role.
is or what their role is,
Yes.
right? Because
Yeah.
again, at the end of the day, that's just one aspect of being in a relationship. Like that sexual aspect, that's it. And that shouldn't define like how you are as a married couple or as boyfriends, right? So yeah. This has been interesting. We just wanted to share like our hot takes on some of these questions or statements that are being asked or like thrown at to gay couples.
And if he was too intense today, please understand.
You can tell who came up with this topic, huh? Anyway, thank you for joining us in this episode of
you.
the Orange Sofa
Sofa series.
series. We'll see you next time.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.